Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Hello, everyone. I am super excited for today's class. My name is Leah Bella Ralston in behalf of Faber-Castell USA and Michael Stores. My name is also Mommy Lay on the internet, but would like to welcome everyone. Thank you all for being here. We have Texas in the house. We have Florida in the house. We have good friends from California. So hello, everybody. We have, I think, Illinois, don't we? But hello, thank you so much for sharing where you're watching from. I am broadcasting live from Texas. And finally, the weather is like sweater weather. We're not really there, but we're almost like long sleeve, long sleeve weather. But you know what? We're getting there. And I am taking it all in. So I hope you are having some great weather as well. I know that there's so many things happening around the world. And it's just unfortunate, it's so sad, but if we can keep them in our prayers, that would be wonderful. And of course, I want to thank you all for being here joining us, because creativity is something that's very healing. It's healing for the soul. It's good for you. It's good for mental. It's good to decompress. Creativity is a gift, and so I am so proud of you for being here. We're going to learn something creative, and we're going to do something creative today. And we'll be working with my favorite Faber-Castell supplies. So I have some gelatos. Now, the first part that we're going to do today is you don't have to do it. Last week, we created some spooky backgrounds. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I create so many things every day because it's part of my job. And so while I was looking for the background we created last week, I couldn't find it. But I wanted to create a simple background today using some gelatos. And also, I want to create a card. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to create a quick background so everyone can see, just in case you weren't here last week or you didn't watch the class replay, then you can see how I create some backgrounds, some cool backgrounds using the Faber-Castell gelatos. And then we're going to be doodling. We're going to draw. If I can call it doodle, I don't think so, because we're going to have to sketch it and break down everything step by step. So we're going to draw a cute witch. If you were able to print the printable, that would be great. But honestly, I think it's important that we need to break it down so you can really, even without the printables, that you can trace or color, so then you can create your own character, and it's super duper easy. I will show you. This is what I am here for. And to color our illustration or our artwork, or our drawing or image, I'll be using the Faber-Castell, the Faber Aqua dual markers. So again, as always, if you do not have the same supply that I'm using today, it's okay. However, the techniques might be different than how I would do them, right? Okay, so I'll be looking at my screen now to see all your chat. Hey, Barb. Hello, everybody. Hi, Amy. Oh, we have New York in the house. All right. So for quick background, we're going to do that real quick. I love the cards that you can buy at Michael's. So it's already ready like this for you. You can just add whatever you want. But since I'm working with the gelatos, and I'm working with some water in here, I cut a watercolor paper, cut it to size to fit in here. I think this is like 5 and 6.5, like that. I think so. If this is it. And so I will be working with some water. So watercolor paper is needed for that. And then I pulled out some colors that I think would do well as a Halloween. So I have the pink sapphire, or I might just go in with a stardust, and then some purples, the metallic grape, and we have the deep purple, the galaxy. Okay, so these are the color of the gelatos. Now, if you're going to be using watercolors, you can create your own background. Um, if you're using colored pencil, might be tough because it's going to take a little bit, and that's the only thing. With the gelatos, it's so fast and so easy. I will just jump right to it, because we don't have a whole lot of time. We only have an hour. Oh, it's okay, Barb. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll start with my pink, and I'll start in the middle like this. Like that. So I'm making a circle, right? And I'll go in with my deeper pink color. They're both from the iridescent set, like this. Now, if you have some water soluble markers, that's going to work. The Goldfaber Aqua is a water soluble. You can use that also, but the technique will be different. It might work. And I'm just going in with the metallic grape. And then I'm going to need a baby wipes actually. Like that. And I'll add the last color, the galaxy, and the corners. Like this. Now, if I just use the card base that I got from Michael's, it may or may have not worked because I'm going to be using a lot of moisture in here. Baby wipes. Unless I probably prep the paper, the cardstock, apply some gesso, but I just cut some watercolor paper. It works great. So baby wipes, wrap it around my pointer finger like this. We're going to be good. Right? And then I'll start in the middle where the lightest is, and then I'll go around in circular motion. So I am not applying a whole lot of pressure in here, just very light pressure. Look how pretty this is. I mean, come on. And then I'm going around. Right, and then I'll flip my, oops, clean that. And then I'll flip. Quick and easy. I'm just going to clean that up. Now, since the iridescent, look at that, I have a light one in here. I'm going to get a clean spot because I don't want to bring in the dark in my pink. So I don't really want to go back in there. If you feel like your pinks are not opaque enough, then you can come back in and just add a little bit more. Just add a little bit more. Just like that. I'll add the lightest pink. This one. Oh, Nancy, you are going to love the gelatos. It is, I think if I have most used product, medium, it has to be the gelatos because it is so versatile. You can use it as a watercolor. You can use it as like this, paint. It's fantastic. So again, I'm going to start right in the middle, okay, to the light, to the dark, from the light to the dark. Not applying a whole lot of pressure, just enough. Just going clockwise now, just to blend it. Just like that. And then you can go come back in. And the one thing that I love about the gelatos is that all of these, once they're dry, they are going to be waterproof. And that's why this is my favorite when it comes to mixed media, because I can just keep layering and layering, and it's fantastic. All right, my background is done. That's it. That's so awesome. Now I'm just gonna clean up my surface before we start drawing. Isn't that so cool? Yeah, I am a big fan of the gelatos. First time I'm with you, the first time I used it, I'm like, how do you use this thing? I mean, how can you create art with this? It's like a crayon. Is it a crayon? Is it a paint? It's everything, so I love that. Okay, so quick one. I really want this to dry, but This part, I just want to show you because I want to show it off. I'm going to get some stencils in here. Now, stencils are my favorite. You can get them from Michael's. You know, many different brands carry them. This is the one that I designed. I need this. This is part of our October Little Bits box. So it's like a stationery box and you get stencils in that one. So I'm going to use this one that has little tiny stars. And I'm going to let this dry just a little bit more, but I want to add black to it. So I want to add some tiny black stars. Now, if you don't have any stencil like this, you can use your Faber-Castell, the PITT artist pen that you have. You can use your 1.5, and then you can just add a little bit of stars here and there. So that would be cool. You can do that. You can also use the white Faber-Castell marker. That would be great just to add dots. I think that we did last week. But for the black, I'm going to use a black hole. And this time I'm going to use a blending brush. Okay, so I have this condensed, very soft though, but very packed in. The brush, the bristle is very packed in. And I have some water. If you don't have that spray, it's okay. You can use your baby wipes. Then the moisture from the baby wipes you can transfer. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of the black hole. You can see it transferred in my brush. And I'm just going to add a little bit of black stars around it because I want my witch to be in the middle, right? So just going to position my stencil in there, hold it in place. And we have some black stars. Look at that. Gelatos, I love you. It's so fun. Okay, and then I'll hold it in place as well. So I'll just add the stars on both sides. And then that's it. All right. I'm going to move it, point it closer so you guys can see. Isn't that so fun? I mean, we've created that background for like how fast? That was really fast. And I'll just clean my gelato, my stencil like this. It's all clean, done. Right. Okay. So that was our gelatos. If you have any questions about the gelatos, let me know. Now this time, we're going to go move to our drawing. Okay, so because we're going to be using water again, we're going to use the Goldfaber Aqua as kind of like watercolors. These are the water-soluble marker from Faber-Castell. It comes in many different sets. The ones that I'm going to be using today would be this set. It's called Fantasy. So you want to check this out online. I love this set because look at all the colors in here. It's like a perfect Halloween color, honestly. But if I want to color in my witch, I want my skin color. So I'm also going to go use some of the brown. I think I have a much better one because I have a skin set as well. But I already have something here. So the apricot color 116 and pale pink, I want to mix that for the skin. Okay, I'll set that aside. I'll set my background on the side and I'll grab another watercolor paper. Okay, so I want to make sure that my witch will fit in my card. So I'm just going to cut. So, because I have the tendency to draw big. Okay. So I think if I, like that, I'm just going to cut a few in here to know that I won't, there you go. I know that it will fit inside this card. But before I do my final drawing, I want to break down our image because I think this is very important. So I'm going to pull out my printable in here. Again, if you don't have the printable, it's okay because we're going to go break down how you can draw this from using some simple shapes. The gelatos, I bet you they're dry already. So they're dry. It just looks like it's wet, but it's so pretty like that. Okay, so grab I'm going to, this is my practice drawing. So we're going to go on this side. Now, I want you to break down this image. Let's look at the drawing first, okay? So I want us to break it down in simple shapes. Let's look at the shapes first. And I'm going to start with my middle, which is the face, okay? Or we can start with a hat. Either one, you can do that. So here we go. I'm going to make sure that I have the chat pulled up so I don't miss any of your questions. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit as well because sometimes it's really hard to see the pencil. Okay, here we go. Set that aside. So I want to start with the hat, the outer part of the hat first. So it's like an oval, right? So I'm going to break down oval. Oh, I'm having a hard time here. It's okay. Just get your scratch paper. So an oval shape. Okay. And then this time I want to draw the face. So we draw a circle. It's like really a squished, it's almost like an oval too, because it's not a perfect circle. It's really an oval. Okay, so we're just breaking down shape by shape, right? And then we have two circles for the cute kawaii hands. Literally, that's what we're going to use later. Just two cute circles. And this is a fun thing about the kawaii is that it's so basic, it's so simple, yet it's so effective. It's so cute. Okay, so for the pumpkin, we're going to start with an oval also, a bigger one, right? A larger. Right? And then a triangle for the hat, for the tip of the witch's hat. So once you break all that down into simple shapes, then now you can start actually drawing it in. And I'm telling you because you're like, wow, I am actually going to do it. So my favorite eraser is the kneadable eraser like this. It's almost like a putty eraser. It used to be pink. Now it has a lot of graphite from my pencil. So to clean that up, it's my daughter usually he cleans my putty eraser, but I just clean it like this to kind of like mix it around and all that. So it doesn't look the most attractive, but it really does work, I promise. So okay, now I'm gonna go roll over, but I'm like this. Okay, just to lighten my sketch. And then we can start drawing on top of the sketch. Okay, now for the face, we want to draw a line in the middle. Okay, across actually. So two lines like that. I know it's very light now. You might have a hard time seeing it, but sorry, I have to lighten it up so we can see the second step. All right, so this part right here, this is the forehead and this is the head, right? Because if I didn't know this, I would put my eyes on top like this, but that's not it. This is just the upper part of that half of the circle is where the forehead is and your head of your character. So we want to start with the hair. I want to start like a cute, it's kind of like a wavy line, right? Simple, basic wavy line is what I'm going to do. If you want like a scalloped line, you can do that too, like letter U. So from here, where that here and here, I'm going to draw a hair. So you can draw a wavy line like this, like that, that. Now, just right above this line right here, I'm going to draw that's like a stretched oval or like a pill shape for my eyebrows. Okay. And below that line is now when we're drawing kawaii, everything is tiny, you know? So the tinier the details are, it looks cuter. So, but again, art is objective. This is just the way I have been drawing it. You can always change it. If you want like bright, big, bold eyes, please feel free to do that. Okay. But mine is just like two tiny dots or like an upside down U or a frown for my eyes. And what it does is that it shows, it's kind of like squinting eyes, but happier. So I'm going to try it here. It's like this. It's like an upside down letter U or like a tiny hump, right? And then I'm going to draw a nose again and just an oval shape. And then a small tiny mouth, just like that. Okay, now where that line, the horizontal line, this is where I'm going to draw my ears. I like big ears. They look so cute in my characters. Just like that. Now you can add some earring, maybe like a big pearl earring or like a shape, maybe a star, a heart, a moon, half quarter moon, half moon, all that. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to draw hair on the side. So here in the samples, we have some braids, but when I drew her earlier, I added some hair like this. That's kind of like behind the pumpkin or a jack-o'-lantern. So you can do that too. So from here, I'm going to draw a line on the side, right? Both lines like this, like curving lines. And I will focus on the hair in just a little bit. Now, look at the sample of the printable. We're just going to add from here. It's kind of like in the middle, in between. So the ear and the hat are the first oval shape that we created. We're going to stretch this one and we're going to add another oval. Because remember, our first lines or the first shapes that we created, that was just our guide. Okay. So it wasn't really, don't feel like you're married to that idea or that first sketch, because the reason why we sketch is because we can erase, we can redo it, we can fix it. If you feel like, oh, my alignment is not balanced, or I feel like my shape is too big, it's just feel free to erase it and then redo it again. All right. So just like what I was doing now, because I'm looking at it, my head is this, I feel like the hat's going to be too big. All right. So this is going to be the kind of like the entrance, but this is where her head's going to be at. So now I'm going to draw another same shape, but bigger one. So this is going to be your hat outside. So in the middle between the ears of my character, so from here in the middle, I'm going to draw another stretched oval or oblong. Is that how you say that? So take your time. You don't have to do the full shape at once, but I'm following the same guide that we created earlier. I'm just going to go draw over that and then stretch this one and then stop right in the middle of the ear, just like that. So I'm going to make some erasing here just so we can see clearly what we have going on. And it really does help me a lot when I erase. So I'm going to go fix my hair. This is where you can make some adjustments. Like that. Okay, I'm going to erase this. I feel like now looking at my drawing right now, I feel like I can adjust this, bring it down just a little bit. So I'm going to erase it just a little bit and then adjust it and bring it down just a little bit more. So the opening is much wider, just like that. it would sit on top of her head much better. I like that. There you go. I think I'm happy with this. Just like that. I'm not using any markers yet, Luke. I'm just using a pencil for now. This is just a regular HB pencil from Faber-Castell, but this is the jumbo pencil because I love it. Um, my hands get tired a lot. It cramps, so having the jumbo pencil really does help. I feel like I have a better grip. All right, now, so for the face, you can leave it just the same shape, or if you want to add a little bit of cheek to her, to your character. So you kind of just want to have a little bit of indentation that goes out a little bit, just a tiny bit. And then bring it in, then bring out. I'll show you real quick. See, just a tiny bit, that just a small little tiny hump. It shows that she has a fuller cheek, and it's so cute. And I think I really like that. The same goes with the other, kind of like bring it in, then bring out. Like that. So cute. And then for her tiny little hand, we can just do like this also. Just like that. All right, now for the pumpkin, we want to follow along this side. So it's like, it's almost half a pumpkin, right? Not really, just the top. It's chopped off. I'm just going to go follow this. Just like that. All right. So in the middle, I start with the middle. And you can do this, or you can just add some lines going down. That's good too. This time I want to add almost like curving line. Parentheses, is that how you say that? Like that, or just a curved line. So that's the middle of my pumpkin. And then I'll just keep adding that. And then another one. And then on the right side. And then another one. And then you can decorate your jack-o'-lantern. You can add like cute face, or you want to do the traditional, more the triangle, like this. I'm going to draw a big mouth. I think I'm going to add like teeth. And then a tongue. So just a curve, like a little mountain, little hump in the middle. And then I'll fill this in just so you can see that there's a teeth. Two shiny white. Just like that. So cute. Now, again, for the hair, the way we did her hands, you can just add like little semicircle like that to show that there's a braid. This. Okay. Or you can do the hair that I created, like a flowing line going down, just like this. So either one. Okay. So that's the sample. Now I'm going to have to draw mine in my watercolor paper, and I'm going to have to make it much smaller because I wanted to draw it so you can see it big while I'm drawing it, but this I'm going to have to redraw in my smaller in this. Now for the hat, you can add some patterns inside her hat. You can add some circles for polka dots, or you can add like moon shape, or you can add the moon shape on top like this. Okay, but I'll give you a little bit of time to finish up your drawing, your sketches. If you need to clean up something, make some adjustments while I'm also drawing on my side. So want to make sure that I'm going to leave it right here on the side so you guys can see while I'm drawing. mine. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a little faster. I'll start with my pumpkin so it's right in the middle, in the bottom. Start with my oval also. Right. I think these are too big, my hands. Start with my, I'm just gonna do my face. See, I already don't like it. That's why I love to start from doing the basic shapes, but I don't want to take up so much of your time. So I want to finish this artwork. Okay. Um, I can change my hair like this. So cute. Do her hat. Want to make sure it fits. Okay, now if you want to move along and do your line art, you can do so. But remember, if you're going to be using watercolor, then you want to make sure that you use a marker that is waterproof when it's dry. Okay, so the PITT Artist pen is the best when it comes to that. It is waterproof when it's dry. So if you use watercolor, then you don't have to worry about it. The gel pens, I'm not sure what type of ink gel pens have. It's because I'm not going to have enough space on top for my little witch's hat. So I'm just going to do it like kind of like sideways. Right? It's still going to be okay, just like that. And then I'll have a little dangling half moon. Just like that. And then I'll do my hair really long, but I'll finish my pumpkin first. If you need to start erasing now some of your lines, because once we color it in, it's going to be hard to erase your sketch marks. So make sure to erase your sketch marks lightly. If you do your line art, you want to make sure you do erase lightly so you don't smear or smudge your marker, because not every marker is created equal. So you want to make sure that just be careful when erasing so you can avoid any of those accidents, because it happened to me many, many times. All right, so I'm just gonna try and work as fast as I can. Hopefully that'll still look cute. I think it looks so cute. Okay, so I'm gonna do my hair just long like this on the side. But I did forget my pearl earring, so I really like that look with that big pearl earring. I think it's so cute. I think I'm happy with it. I'm okay. One thing that's missing though would be my lashes. I love to add a cute lash in there. You can erase lightly now if you'd like before the marker. I always do that. That's why I love the kneadable eraser. So I'm just gonna go in with my kneadable eraser. I'm happy with my position. I'm happy with the size. I'm good with this. I can do my line art, or you can do it last. I mean, it's just really a matter of preference, whichever you want to do first. Again, not every marker is created equal. So if you're the marker that you're using right now is not waterproof, then you might have some smear when you use watercolors. But if you're using just colored pencil, I'd probably just jump in and do your line art like that. Now, when it comes to doing my line art, I want to share with you my favorite marker. It's still a PITT Artist pen, but it's a different tip. it is called the Fudenosuke medium. Now, the way I like my drawings, I really like them kind of like with variety of stroke from the thin to thick. And so the Fudenosuke is kind of like a very small brush pen. You still get a variation of stroke from the thin to thick with the amount of pressure you apply using your marker, but I feel like you have much better control than the brush tip because the brush tip is a little bit more flexible, not a little more flexible than the Fudenosuke. So sometimes it's a bit tricky to navigate. So I really love the Fudenosuke nib medium. Okay. So this is the PITT artist pen. It's black. It's still waterproof. It's light fast. It's an India ink. It's acid free. It's amazing. So that's my favorite marker. Okay. So I'm going to go jump right in and just do my line art. We'll see. Is it going to bleed? We'll pray it doesn't. All right. Line art is something that can ruin or make your drawings the best. The only reason I'm saying that is because it's sometimes I ruin the line art so very bad that the reason why I want to do it first because it's like if I ruin this, then I know I have to redraw everything again. Instead of coloring it, now there's pros and cons to both. Color it, then do the line art, and then you ruin it. It's like, oh man, but I don't know. Maybe we'll try it this time. So I'm gonna do my line art. Whew. And look at the stroke. I don't know if you can see it very well, but you can see how you can get a little thin stroke. And if I apply pressure, then you get a much thicker stroke. Not very much, but you see that. Okay. So if you want to get a thicker stroke, then you just apply pressure. Okay. I'm going to go calm down a little bit and take my time to do my line art. Oops, I have already ruined one part. Because it's a watercolor paper also, so it's really hard. There's like ridges and textures and all that. So just be mindful. But you know what? I'm trying to let go of perfection anyway, so I'm going to start today. We start today, Lay. Here we go. And if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I feel like the more I try to be careful, the more things mess up for me. I just don't know. And I feel like when I'm just okay, just feel like just having fun and doing the line art without being over mindful, maybe because I'm overthinking it. Look at this. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to have to redo that but you know what? It's okay. All right. I ruined my eyes too. See, you have to let go of perfection. We just embrace it. She is so cute. I'm gonna die. So cute. Draw her pearl earring first, like this. Draw her big ears. I feel like she is she's a naughty, but in a good way witch. Does that make sense? She's a good witch, but she's naughty too. I feel like she's going to eat all my treats. Winston, are you agreeing with me? All right. this. Okay. All right. Okay, that's good. It is a peeker. Peekaboo. Okay, so I'm going to erase as careful as I can. My eraser. I just have little things anyways. Just gonna erase those. Praying that I don't smear anything. Are you kidding? It's 5:42, guys. All right. Time is running so fast. Okay, how's everyone's wedge? Clean up. And another note, that's why I love the kneadable eraser because I don't get eraser dusts. But sometimes it's hard when you have like small areas that you want to erase. Okay. How's your How's your witch? She's so cute. Okay. Now, the Goldfaber Aqua markers, they are fantastic. They are water soluble. So it's kind of like watercolor in a marker form. Okay. So I have a small round brush. I'm going to put away my markers to the side like this. Now you have to decide on your colors. Now I feel like I want to have a pink haired witch because it'll be a good contrast. My hat would be purple, the pumpkin would be orange, and then her hair would be pink. Now we can use the gelatos too, and this is why I love the gelatos so much because remember we talked about being versatile. It is so versatile that you can use it as a watercolor too. Now this is just a wrapping plastic, you know. I'm going to use it as kind of like my palette. So I'm just going to apply the gelatos in there. I'm going to put this here so it doesn't fly all over the place. I'm going to grab my round brush. I'm just going to color in. I'll start with her hair first. I'll drop a little bit more water. I'll just color in her hair.
Like, someone is asking, why is it that the kneadable erasers are so hard right out of the package?
I'm not sure. That's a very good question. I feel like you have to kind of loosen it up. It's like a muscle. I don't know the answer to that, honestly. Maybe try being wrapped up in the packaging. No, I'm not sure. I think you just have to massage it for a little bit and then it will just get soft after a while. Um, After some time, I should say. But I think I've never had that problem with mine though. I feel like it's always very soft. The gray one of the Faber-Castell. Is it the Faber-Castell that you had some issues with? So I'm using a number 2 round brush. I had a little bit of bleed through over here. Maybe that's still wet, that marker. But that's about it, really. Look at that. Ah, so cute. I'm dead. She's so cute. Now I'm going to use a little bit of that deeper pink, the Stardust, and just grab a little. And then I want to wear the hat and her hair or her head it's touching. I want to add just a little bit of dark in there. So I want to do this while the first layer is still wet. So if you want to do a little bit of blending with the light pink and the dark pink, then you can do so. Because remember, once they're dry, they are permanent. All right. That's just that one part is bleeding through. I don't know. It's very, very weird. Now I'm going to go with the hat, but I'm going to use the Goldfaber Aqua this time. Okay. So I'll set that aside, grab the markers, our markers in here. Love it. So I'm going to use the yellow and the orange in here as well to color our pumpkin. Now you're going to see the difference in color. These markers are going to be very opaque and super duper vibrant. Now you can use it as a regular marker, apply like this, or you can use a palette as well if you'd like. So I'm just going to apply it. Light yellow on top. Now, yellows tend to really bleed with black ink. I have tested it, many different brands, and the yellows seem to, something with the formula that they use with the yellows. So if you notice, I have the yellow on top and the orange at the bottom. So we can do a little bit of blending in here. I'll grab my round brush and I will just blend things. Now I'm using, mind you, I'm using a watercolor paper. So if you're using a darker paper, it might, not it might, it will be very different. So you want to make sure that you're using a mixed media or a watercolor paper. Blending. If you feel like you're having some trouble blending some part, just add more water in there to move the pigments. All that. And then now I'm going to clean. So I kind of like clean my brush and then move into a different color. So my brush is clean. Now I want to move the yellows, right? So while I was moving the orange, I'm concentrating on the orange. Now it's just the yellow. I'm blending it down, pushing all those pigments, the colors to blend with the orange. Okay. It's so pretty. Okay. Now for the hat, I want to use the purple. The yellow that I use is light yellow glaze 104. The orange is the orange glaze 113. Now for this is mauve color. So I'm going to do where again over here is going to be slightly darker than the rest of the hat. I'm going to start with that. Now you can use these markers kind of like how we did the gelatos. Use another palette, a separate palette, or use a Ziploc or a plastic container. And then you can pick up the pigments from there. So I'm just moving the pigments around, really, really wet brush, but I'm being careful at the same time because I don't want to have too much water in there that it's going to ruin my hair. However, they will look pretty good as well. So it's kind of like adding an extra shadow on my hair. Each part. Just like this. So I'm adding like an extra white. Did you see that? It's almost like adding a natural highlight on top. So I don't have to add white in there or anything like that. Now, if that mark bothers you, and sometimes it does me, what I'd like to do is what we talked about, use another like this. So use an artist palette or a plastic packaging like this. Or if you have any silicone mat, you can use that as well. So I'm just going to grab a bit more color in there, kind of like a watercolor So I'm just going to add more. I don't necessarily love that look of just having like one line, one a ring, so I'm just adding color and I'm going to spread it around to look more like a watercolor effect. I'm just going to dab, dab, dab too. So one thing with art is I think you cannot be afraid to make a mistake. You cannot be that. You only learn from your mistakes, and same in life, right? So same with art too. If you feel like, you know what, I don't really like that ring, next time I'm just going to do this, straight up instead of drawing like a marker and then blending it with water. So maybe next time I'll just use a palette and then use it like that. So again, we're all so different. You probably like the ring also, so everyone's just so different. Now I'm leaving a space right here, a white part, because I want to color it in with orange later. Just doing that. And everything would be just lighter on top. And right here. He's so cute. So cute. Nice. I'm gonna wait till it's dry. Now this time I'm just gonna go in and color in my moon with the orange color, same orange color. And just go in there. And the same here, because I really want it vibrant. Maybe leave a little bit of white. And because the paper is still slightly wet, you get a little bit of that bleed through with your orange and your purple. And I don't mind that. I really like that. It actually is part of that look that you love. That's why you use watercolors, right? Because it is that imperfection that you get. It's like so inconsistent. It's almost like you don't get anything the same because it's just watercolor is beautiful like that. Okay, and then I think instead of a pearl, I'm just gonna make her earring like really pop of pink. So I'm gonna use this pink color. This is the pink 229. Use that. And then I have the skin color, the apricot color. It's gonna go in there. So we're gonna use it just like a regular marker. I'm gonna try and avoid the eyes just in case we get a bleed through. I doubt it, but you never really know. Because you can just easily avoid it anyways. And then I'm going to use the pale pink to add some pink to her eyebrows, to her little tiny nose, and then add some blush. So just an oval shape. So cute. All right, finally, I'm going to add a face. This is still slightly wet, I think. So be careful. If it's slightly wet, your paper, so you'll get some feathering, right? So it will spread in your paper. So if you want to avoid this, then maybe wait. But I think it's kind of dry anyways. So I'm good. So I'm just adding a face to my jack-o'-lantern. Just like that. And then I'll color this part in. Now you can use the pink marker, the same pink one, to add like a blush. Just like that. Now, the last but not the least step is I'm going to cut around my image like a fussy cutting. Now be careful of that black marker. Ooh, I was not careful, so I'm glad I didn't manage to ruin it. Now you can leave a white border around it or cut real close. It's up to you. I was planning on leaving a white border, but I had a boo-boo and I cut too close. So maybe just a really thin border around it. It almost look um like a sticker. Looks like a sticker when you have like a white border around your image. And then you can use a foam adhesive, I suppose, to bring this up, or you can just use any type of tape, whatever you have. I'm just going to cut, then I'll cut that. So if you use a foam adhesive, it will add some dimension to your drawing, which is always something that I love to do. When it sets higher, it just kind of add dimension. It just looks differently. It kind of separates it from your background. That. This one's really hard to do. Ooh, be careful with your scissor. Okay. So cute. I know I have some foam adhesive. I just don't know where. Okay, but because I don't have it, we're just gonna do it like this. But this is so cute. So cute. I'm just gonna tape it because it's so cute. Now, if you have any metallic markers, Faber-Castell has lots of metallic markers, gold, um, some deep purple. We've played around with some. She is so adorable. Just like this. Now, of course, the back is going to be messy. That's why I have a base card. We're just going to tape this right here like that. And when you open it, then you can add your lettering like trick or treat, something like that. And then I'm going to use my gold marker just to add a bit more gold to this like that in between the stars. Just to add like little tiny details. Because why not? You can use the gold also, maybe like this. Yeah, that's a good idea. So cute. But there you go, guys. I hope that this was fun. Oh, that is so cute. I love it. I love it so much. I think that was fun because we were able to break down how to really create the character shape by shape. And I think by doing that, now I hope that by doing that, next time you can look at an image or a drawing, a character and say, I can do that too, because then you'll be able to break down the whole image shape by shape only, and then put it together, sketch over it, add another layer, and then add your line art and add some colors. And there you go. You created your own character. So if you have any questions at all that I may have not been able to answer because I was busy with the class, you can always find me on social media. I'll be happy to help you be part of your journey, your creative journey. This is what I'm here for. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining in today. On behalf of Faber-Castell USA and Michael Stores, we thank you all for joining us. Until next class, see you again. Stay creative and stay happy. Bless you, everyone. Thank you.